Oi, oi, g'day YouTube. It's me, Rue, or Chad. Um, anyways, it is currently midnight. I'm right in the middle of Saturday and Sunday. Between November 23rd and November 24th. So I'm literally like it's 12:02 right now. So I'm like sandwiched in between those 2 days right now. So uh but no worries, it's fine. My parents are out of town for the week or the rest of tonight, anyways, or the rest of this morning, I should say, and they're coming back, quote unquote, tomorrow or technically later today now. But of course, it's Saturday. It's a Saturday night. I'm a you know young 20-something-year-old, so am I still in my early 20s. So yeah, of course, I am kind of all right, I'm going to make a joke here. I'm kind of obligated to stay up late on Saturday nights. So still, and drink booze and play video games or guitar, whatever. Whatever you have, whatever have you. um but yeah. So actually, I was debating like recording this YouTube video actually while maybe like a little tipsy, but I'm like, fucking nobody wants to watch a drunk YouTuber. I mean, let's be honest here. So yeah, I guess just be glad that I'm not tipsy right now. I mean, I will be probably after I record this and upload it. So yeah. um. Anyways, first things first. I was at as some of you already know, and I'm telling the rest of you now. I was at a concert show last night in at a certain venue called Garden Amp. I'm not gonna say the city because you know me. I don't dox names or locations. So yeah. Or at least I try to avoid it. Like I'll minimally, like just reveal like if I was somewhere or like if I'm doing something somewhere. Other than that, really, no. I'm Of course I will never ever in a million years ever fucking give out my home address on YouTube. I mean that's just like kind of number one. Also, same with my phone number. I'll never give that out on YouTube either. So yeah. Anyways, some of you might have seen my shirt already that I'm wearing. Actually, I'll turn the camera around. So not only shout out to these guys who I also saw play last night. They're SOS or Scums of Suburbia, Tomato, however you want to, you can call them SOS or Scums of Suburbia. You can abbreviate it or you can say the full name. It doesn't matter. Like I said, Tomato. So shout out to them and shout out to my boys, my friends, my amigos, and Lace, or some of you call them Lace or Lace Inhaler. That's actually my friend's band who I went to go see, or my new friend's band, anyways. I'm actually friends with the whole band now. I'm not gonna dox their names either, but yeah. Thanks you guys. If you guys are watching this, thanks you guys so much. I had a really awesome fucking time last night with you guys, especially when you guys invited me and some other individuals on stage to sing Live, Laugh, Kill Nazis with you guys. So that was amazing. So yeah, shout out to Lace Inhaler. Shout out to Scums of Suburbia. You guys fucking rock. Had a great time at your show last night, your concert. So anyways, also I got me one of these. Actually, somebody else in the audience dropped it. So now I have a free metal. This is real metal, by the way, if you can't tell, but it's like probably, I don't know, stainless steel, like stud, spike bracelet, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, here you can see it better, but looks really fucking badass. A lot of very it's a very metal punk rock thing, like a lot of, especially like it's kind of started in the 70s, sort of blew up in the 80s with like the spike bracelets and the long hair with the hair grease and everything, and yeah, you get the idea. But and of course the earrings, the piercings, the tattoos, and everything. But yeah, anyways, just other than that, so the main point of today's video is, as you all can see, we got a lot of CDs here, or quite a few CDs here that I'm going to well, first of all, I just want to show you guys my collection because it's like ever growing, as some of you already know again. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk about these, sort of review them, maybe give actually only these top actually 3. I'm gonna talk at length for, because I don't want you guys to be, nobody wants to watch a fucking. Nobody watches, an hour-long YouTube video of some motherfucker just, yapping. So, I mean, yeah, I'll try to keep it, kind of short-ish. But, yeah, because I'm already starting to get tired. And I'm only 6 minutes in. So, yeah, I mean, I might have to go drink more of my energy drink that I already have started. And I have another can of go-go juice in the fridge, so yeah, I've already started drinking one, so yeah, because it is midnight, and that's what you do to keep yourself, I don't know, if you have a reason to stay active during these hours, yeah, that's kind of what you do. It's either that or I guess maybe coffee or something, but yeah, and then, yeah, as you all know, alcohol, beer, booze, wine, whatever, seltzers does the opposite. So, kind of winds you down, calms you down, whatever. But, yeah, so, anyway, actually, first of all, make this, I guess, a little easier. I'll start talking about this shirt first. Sorry, this other shirt here. So this is, so actually I don't have the CD. I gave, the CD away to a certain, friend, another individual friend of mine living in, a northern part of the state. Not gonna say his name, of course, but, yeah, this is a Steelheart, Tangled in Rains, and I ranked this album at a 7 out of 10, I guess. And my favorite song off of this album that I would rank actually at a 10 out of 10 is Electric Love Child. So yeah, I have the shirt of it currently. I don't have a CD copy of it that I can show you guys. Kind of unfortunate, but at least I have the album cover shirt. So yeah, I should definitely repurchase a copy of it soon. Sometime I should repurchase a copy of it soon. I kind of fucking need to. So yeah. All right. We got a lot of these mofos here, so we're gonna start off properly. Let me just sit down here real quick. So yeah, anyways, I am wearing this bracelet, this spike bracelet, for the whole length of the video, just so I can kind of, I don't know, get used to it or whatever, but I don't know. Most of you out there should understand. You read the title of this video. You should understand what I do here. So yeah. Anyways, starting off, we got Geek with Grade School Boner. I know that's kind of a terrible / funny name. It's like horrible and funny at the same time. But I mean, yeah. Welcome to underground new / industrial metal album names or album titles. But yeah, this album came out in 2001, and my favorite song off of this is Unsure, the last track on the album actually. So that would be track 12 technically. So yeah, nobody talks about this album anymore, except for in specific new metal Discord servers or Instagram feeds or whatever, something or a Twitter page or a Facebook page, or X. Sorry, everybody calls Twitter X now. Sometimes I still call it Twitter, but I mean, it is what it is. Again, tomato, tomato, but yeah. These guys are very I've like of course like a lot of new metal bands sound alike, but then at the same time none of them sound like each other. These guys, they're influenced by, Deftones, obviously Korn, obviously Deftones, but yeah, a little bit of Slipknot, they're also like influenced by like some industrial stuff, like maybe like Orgy and Spineshank, maybe a little bit of Chimera somewhere, but yeah, of course, like Nine Inch Nails, Ministry. Actually, come to think of it, like, honestly, I mean, I know Nine Inch Nails obviously influenced so many fucking bands in art, but so is like Ministry and Skinny Puppy, of course. So you never know, even like a 2001 new metal band, sorta that only had this is their only album. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Oh yeah, the phone message sample at the end of track 2, Away, lives rent free in my head. So yeah, if you go listen to it, you'll know exactly what I am talking about. It's so funny. It's just, it's just one of those things, like, a handful, or should I say a select pawful of these bands just, had like these little quirky, like, phone message samples or whatever. So yeah, or industrial samples, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, again, this is a very like underground band, so it's like understandable. Like if they, somebody was literally just calling them, like leaving them a message to basically play at their birthday party in their backyard, from what I understand. So it is, it makes sense, but still, it's just the way, the way the guy's voice sounds, and basically the way how he, gives out the message is just very comedic, very humorous, funny. So yeah, go listen to the album. I rank this one at actually 8 out of 10. So yeah, actually the Steelheart one, or there's my fucking shirt on my bed. But yeah, Steelheart I'd rank at 7.5. But I mean, I like new metal. I love new metal more than I love glam metal, hair metal, whatever. Especially late stage hair metal. But I mean, Steelheart is a late stage glam metal band. They're still good. Like they're still really good. Like they're up there easily with Motley Crue, Rat, Quiet Riot, all those guys. I guess Kiss and Whitesnake if you count them. But yeah. Cinderella is another really good one that I like. Warrant, Extreme, etc. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah. Again, go check out Tangled in Rains. And now, Great School Boner by Geek. If you can't, I don't know if you can buy this album. And like, I bought this album for the CD for $20 on Amazon, and it was like the only copy available. So I don't know if you can buy this anywhere anymore. But yeah, it's rare, quite rare. Very good though. Very, very. I guess peculiar almost, but like in a good way, in an oddly good way. Like they're just very, geeky, I guess. But yeah, good shit. Next we got Bile, and this is the only double CD compilation I am going to talk about at length, as there's one literally fucking upside down on top of the other, but whatever. That happens sometimes. They'll fall out and shit. But yeah, as long as they don't get scratched, that's kind of all I care about. But yeah, too badly. Anyway, it's like a couple scratches isn't really gonna do anything, but if you fucking CD is looking like, your cutting board in the kitchen, then yeah, you got a problem. You need to either buy a new copy or fix it somehow, put it in a machine, in the CD scratch machine, or whatever you call it. I forget exactly, but I think it's just a cleaner. Like, it takes the scratches out of the CD. But yeah, if you all are familiar with those. But Yeah. Yeah, just same thing with DVDs, of course. As some of you already know, I have a DVD collection that I don't really talk too much about because I prioritize my CD collection over the DVD collection. So yeah, that's, in other words, CDs are the form of physical media that I care about the most as a collector. So yeah. So these guys are again another industrial. They're actually a lot more industrial than geek. I mean, these guys, like it's obviously in your face, like the industrial elements with these guys. I mean, they're, I've described these guys as being basically like imagine Ministry, but on even more drugs, pretty much like on more LSD and cocaine, and also possessed by demons. That's Bile, especially early Bile. Which Frankenhold, this compilation double disc thing is which I'd rank, actually both of these albums are like a 10 out of 10. Actually, Techno Horror here I'd rank 10.5 out of 10, which unfortunately I do not. I gave away my original 96 copy of Techno Horror. This is the 2003 double disc compilation thing of. Actually, this is Suck Pump, their debut album, and this is Techno Horror, their sophomore or second album. So, yeah. My favorite songs off of Suck Pump are, I guess, You're a Fucking actually tie for You're a Fucking Loser, and feeling. I do enjoy Feeling Like Shit a lot. Probably not as much as I enjoy Get Out, though, and I reject. I mean. But yeah, I mean, there really isn't a bad song on the album if you're into heavy industrial metal or demonic electronic hate metal, as they call it. But yeah, Techno Horror, I do have a particular favorite song off of this one. It's Lowest Form. One of the actual like deep cuts on it, because like Bile's already, fairly underground. But, they still had hits that I guess played on the radio at some point or got like some airplay. Their music videos probably played on some underground TV station, but I'm not entirely sure. They're still on YouTube. I mean, like the video for I Reject is still on YouTube. And In League, all those other great, which, yeah, I got Sex Reflex actually sitting over here. So yeah, we'll get more into that later in the video. So yeah, because I just mentioned In League. So yeah, Bile, Techno Horror, Techno Horror is my favorite album by them, but like my number one favorite song, like I said, is Lowest Form, but I'd rank at like, fuck it, 11 out of 10. So yeah, that's how much I like it. So yeah, Bile, Frankenhole. Or technically, Suck Pump and Techno Horror. Techno Horror is spelled, you can obviously, actually, this is how you spell Suck Pump. It's all one word. And then Techno Horror is a bit of, I don't know, a little more weird spelling, but yeah, that's how you spell Techno Horror right there. Watch the video. This video is gonna get fucking age restricted just because I said Techno Horror. So yeah, wow. You gotta love the YouTube police like that. The YouTube rules, whatever. What can I do? Can't really do anything about that anyway. So who gives a shit? Three Teeth Meta War. We got Three Teeth Meta War here that I started listening to these guys when I was still in high school, but then I really got more into them, I want to say my senior year of high school. That's when I like really started, that's actually when I discovered the music video for Pumped Up Kicks. And then eventually I found this album, I think on YouTube, because I didn't have Spotify or let alone even a smartphone at the time. So yeah, Meta War, another industrial metal Also kind of new metal. I get Bile, like, you'll notice especially on their early 2000s albums such as Sex Reflex, Demonic Electronic, etc. It's like kind of new metal-esque, but yeah, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Three Teeth, Meta War. My favorite two songs are The Fall and Pumped Up Kick, the last two tracks on the album. So yeah, uh, Pumped Up Kicks, by the way, is obviously a cover of Foster the People. So yeah, y'all can understand that, hopefully. But yeah, um, Hyperstition, Affluence, yeah. President X is also really good. I mean, like, there isn't really a bad song on the album. My personal two favorites are The Fall and Pumped Up Kicks, and I ranked this album at a I guess a 7.7 out of 10. But yeah, I know the rankings are a little weird, but yeah, just bear with me. Up next we got Silverchair Freak Show. And all right, you know what? I'm already at 21 minutes now, technically, so I'm gonna like speed this up a little bit. All right, Slave. Actually, my favorite song off the album is sorry, I don't know. I kind of had a little like gas coming up in my throat. I just had to swallow it back down. But yeah, I guess The Door could be. I mean, like, again, there isn't a bad. I haven't listened to this album in kind of a long time, but yeah, The Door is really good, and so is Slave. Oh wait, sorry, Abuse Me is my favorite. 10 out of 10 song right there. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a weird name, but like it's kind of like Nirvana, Rate Me. So yeah, these guys are like a post grunge band from Australia. If for those of you who haven't heard of them, but yeah, this album is their heaviest album in their discography. It's kind of more metal-esque, it has a metal edge to it, but yeah, more so than their debut album Frog Stomp, which I also have, but I don't have it in the towers here. The twin towers we got fucking going here. Oh wow, this is gonna be a long video, but just I hope you're all buckled up and locked in watching this with your energy drink or your beer, whatever you got, your snacks, your chips, whatever, your candy. But yeah, Stomp is not in the in our towers here, so it's in here, down here, somewhere in here. I'm not gonna pull it out right now, but yeah, I got my 3 tubs. This is where I keep all my CDs. For those of you who haven't seen already, but yeah, yeah, this is my hoard, or the dragon's hoard, I guess, as you can say it. But yeah, but again, I'm getting off track here. But yeah, Silverchair Freak Show. I guess again 7 out of 10 for this album. Especially the song "Abuse Me." Out of 10, that's my favorite song. So yeah. I don't have to get too into that. All right. From now on, when I am ranking these albums and my favorite songs, I'm just gonna give them one number ranking. Sorry, just to keep it simple. But next, another quote unquote grunge band or post grunge, whatever you want to call them, alternative rock. Sponge with Rotting Pinata. And my favorite song is Nina Menasha, track 4. And I'd give this album easily 8 out of 10. It's just a classic, very underrated. So yeah, if you read the title of this video, this is supposed to be, I don't know why I just remembered, but yeah, I forgot, my bad. This is supposed to be also underrated. mostly like I guess mostly new metal / industrial, but we also have some like alternative rock, some grunge, some alternative metal in here. So yeah, and again, like if you read the title of the video, you know what this video is about. So yeah, we're gonna speed it up a bit now because we have a lot to go. Speed it up and even more, anyways, is what I should say. Accelerate, whatever. Prong with cleansing. Favorite song is One Outnumbered, and I rate this album at a 9. I recently re-listened to this album and it was phenomenal. Like it sounded better. For some reason, it sounded better than it ever has before to me. So I mean, it's probably because I've been listening to a lot of different other stuff too. Like these guys are also underrated, underground, whatever kind of. So yeah, again, like alternative metal / industrial metal / groove metal. So yeah, One Outnumbered, just fucking amazing song. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for these guys. They fucking rule. Shout out to Prong, sorry. Got tongue tied. Got a little tongue tied there. Anyways, Korn. Y'all fucking know Korn. I'm sure you do. But debut demo 1993, Niedermeyer's Mind, or is it Niedermeyer or Niedermeyer? Somebody tell me in the comments or something, or DM me on one of my platforms, please. This is the reason why this is underrated is because it's their debut demo. With predictable, it's misspelled with an A because they're Korn. So yeah, we got, so basically the original demo tape we have, this is a CD, like I'm not entirely sure if it's a bootleg copy, but I ordered this like pretty much a year and a half ago off of eBay. But the label on here is Mental Disorder Records. So I don't know if this was just like, for like available for a limited time. There's just like a limited number. Actually, I think it says on the back, this release is limited to 200 copies only for fans, not for sale. So yeah, it is like, this is again rare new metal CD that I have. Korn, Niedermeyer's Mind. But if you can't buy the CD anywhere still, it's on YouTube. The demo, the entire demo, and the live tracks, the live performances are also, I believe, in the same video, the Niedermeyer's Mind video. So yeah, Frost Media Pod, I believe, is the YouTube channel. So yeah, 10 out of 10 because it's Korn. So yeah. Favorite song is honestly like the first 4 songs, I mean, tied together. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for all 4 of those tracks. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Drowning Pool, Sinner, Unlucky 13th Anniversary Double Disc Edition. Again, I'm going to rank this out. Actually, the bonus disc here, the demo, basically the, like this disc 2 on it is the demo album, the demo version of Sinner, pretty much. This would have been the original track listing. So yeah, like disc 1 is just the regular studio album, but this is the demo album, and my favorite song is Heroes Sleeping. Actually, Heroes Sleeping is a bonus track because they recorded it in 2002, like kind of right before Dave Williams died. Rest in peace, by the way. So yeah, Heroes Sleeping is my favorite song, and 10 out of 10 again. All right, Infest the Rat's Nest. We have some, I don't know, stoner / new doom metal, again from Australia here. We got a couple Aussie bands in the collection. So yeah, this is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. or as most of you probably know them, King Gizzard. This is Infest the Rat's Nest. This album came out in 2019, and my favorite song off of it is Superbug. And I'd rank this album at a I guess 6.8 out of 10, and Superbug is, I do like this album. It's just like it's too short, like it only, the songs go too fast kind of, but Superbug is good though still, but yeah. Also, of course, Rotting Pinata came out in 1994. Prong Cleansing also came out in 94. Silverchair Freak Show came out in 1997. Drowning Pool, at least the original version of Sinner came out in 2001, but the anniversary edition came out in hold on, let me look at the release date. 2014, sorry, not 2014. Yeah. All right, moving on. So 311 with their self-titled, or as some of you might know it, the Blue Album from 1995, and released in 95 anyways, but yeah, whatever. Favorite song is the first track, Down, which is like the lead single from this album. Also, like, I believe, what was it? All Mixed Up was the second single off of it. But yeah, these guys are very kind of, I want to say, like pre-nu metal, because they got like the rap rock thing going on, but they're not exactly like heavy enough to be nu metal. But I mean, that might be debatable with some of you, but I mean, they're just kind of more rap rock, kind of like Rage Against the Machine, but from Nebraska, and also have reggae influences. And they're not that heavy, not really any screaming at all on this album. But yeah, just good 90s rock, in general. So yeah, I give this album easily a fucking 8 out of 10. I used to listen to 311 more often, and like play their songs on guitar in the other room, of course. But yeah, 8 out of 10 for this album, and my favorite song is Down, once again. So yeah, Seether, we have another post-grunge / nu metal, alternative metal, I guess. I mean, whatever. I mean, does anybody really care about genre classifications anymore? I think what matters more is the band or the album, the music itself, if it's good or not. But yeah, this album definitely is good. Karma and Effect, released in 2005, and my favorite song off of it is, funny enough, it's called Burrito, but it has nothing to do with burritos. Just listen to this, or look up a lyric video or something, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I give this album 7 out of 10, I guess. I mean, I'm not the biggest Seether fan, but this is probably their best album. But they also, Disclaimer was a good album too, but this is the only one that I own on CD, because it was, when I first listened to it, I thought it was good enough to buy on CD. So yeah, Seether, Karma and Effect, released in 2005, and Burrito is my favorite song off of it. Okay, moving right along here. Just gonna turn my fan on. It's getting a ceiling fan. Oh man, I need to hurry this shit up more. Getting fucking tired, and then yeah. Alice in Chains, self-titled. Favorite song is God Am, track 8. But frankly, this whole album is really good. But I mean, like, especially the singles off of it. Heaven Beside You, Again, Goddamn, and I guess, what is it? Over Now was also, that's an amazing song. But even Grind, the first song, is good. But yeah, I actually bought this. This is the CD that I bought last night actually technically 2 nights ago at the Lace. Actually, so at the same venue they were selling merchandise. That's how I got the Scums of Suburbia shirt for $10, and the Alice in Chains. This was $5. So yeah, like very cheap prices for merchandise. I guess it's because it's like a smaller venue where like more like sort of like local bands sort of play at it. So yeah, I mean the merchandise is very cheap there. $5 for this album, not a bad deal at all. So yeah, I'd rank it at a 10 out of 10 because it's Alice in Chains. I mean, this is probably their most underrated album. So yeah, there really is not a bad song on it. Again, so I know I keep saying that, but yeah. All right, next we have Straight Jackets with as y'all know, this Alice in Chains self-titled was released in 1995, and Straight Jackets, sorry, Alice in Chains is again, of course, also a grunge band. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Straight Jacket with Donkey Child Part 2. Trying to remember. Doomed, of course, is a classic, underrated nu metal classic. But yeah, Donkey Dick is fucking hilarious. So yeah, God damn it, why won't my camera focus? Donkey Dick's pretty funny, but yeah, This Life is pretty good too. But yeah, again, these guys are, I forget where they're from. I think they're from Washington. I think they're from the DC, like the Washington DC area. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, this album came out in 2003 with Power Coffee. This album came out in 2003 as a it's their debut album. So yeah, I'd rank this album at a 7 out of 10. So yeah, you know what, guys? I'm like slowly becoming not able, so I think I'm going to go, again, just bear with me. I'm taking the camera and I'm gonna go drink some more of that energy drink that I started. I was talking about earlier. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, shit gets tiring sometimes, and I know it's dark. So yeah, but who cares? I don't feel like fucking ending this video and recording a part 2 either, because that's just gonna take even more time. Cheers, y'all. Alright, back to business. Oi. Alright. I moved around a bit there, so now I have also drank the rest of my energy drink. So yeah, I have a little bit more energy now. Oh yeah, the energy drink that I don't know if y'all shop at 7-Eleven at all, but it's called Fusion. It's called Fusion Energy Drink. Like it's a fairly new product, and they're on sale for like $2.69, or you can buy 2 for $4, like I usually do. So yeah, very good deal there. So but yeah, that's the only time I will talk about a a convenience store in this video, so please do not worry. Alright, Straight Jacket, released in 2000. This says 2002, but I think like the one single Doomed was released in 2003, so I might be wrong about the. Yeah, this says 2002, but I can't exactly confirm that. I mean, of course, this might be like, like a French. I believe this CD was shipped to me from France. So yeah, or printed in Canada. Or actually, no, the band is from Canada. Because I see the Maple Records, or whatever this logo is, Maple. So, and then Canada, that just makes me think the band is Canadian. So yeah, 2002. Straight Jacket, I'll give it a 6.8 out of 10. I mean, it's a decent listen. So just go listen to all the albums that I've talked about so far, and the albums I will talk about. Like, don't just take my word for it. Let the music do the talking. Listen to the music yourselves. That's what I'm doing here by talking about these bands and supporting them. And that reminds me, next we got Faith No More with The Real Thing, released in 2001. Or, sorry, no. Faith No More, The Real Thing came out in 1989. And the lead single off of this album is of course Epic, but my favorite song is actually Falling to Pieces, the second single off of it. So yeah, 10 out of 10, phenomenal album. The best Faith No More album in my opinion. I mean, the best Faith No More album in my opinion is, it's this one, The Real Thing. But what was it? Angel Dust is also really good. But yeah, alright, next we have another bootleg kind of album, Filter Tinseltown. This is just like, again, it has their original demo, the Arquetinist Theory demo off of it. Hey Man, Nice Shot. Oh yeah, again, The Real Thing was released in 1989. And Filtered Tinseltown, this came out in 95. With the Arquetinist 4-track demo on it, with Hey Man, Nice Shot, Dose, Take Another, and Cracker Dicta is not the it's actually White Like That is, that was the original name of it, but Cracker Dicta is just the original demo name of White Like That. Next, we have Skinny Puppy with Vivisect 6, and my another electro-industrial album. So released in 1988, and VX Gas Attack is my favorite song, and I rank this album also at a 10 out of 10, because you can't go wrong with 80s Skinny Puppy, especially Dwayne Goldel era Skinny Puppy, rest in peace. So yeah, 10 out of 10 with this album, especially for VX Gas Attack track 2. Alright, next we have actually a fairly new artist called Grimsley with his 2023 album. So I'll include in this video. I wanted to get this out before Thanksgiving because I will not have time next week to record this, because I will be working 5 days next week including on Thanksgiving for time and a half pay. So yeah, I won't be available next week, kind of, or like I'll be busy next week, whatever. But yeah, this album came out in 2023. My favorite songs off of it are Demons Pray, the first Grimsley song I ever listened to, and then Dead Inside featuring Rich Minky Thisland. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, so yeah, I'm not gonna butcher it. Dead Inside again is really good. It's probably my favorite song off the album, and actually 10 out of 10 for this album, because this is a fairly recent, newer artist that I actually enjoy. So yeah, shout out to Grimsley. Miss Reaper is also quite catchy. So yeah, all right, that's all I have to say about that. That album, anyways. All right, Switched. We have Switch, which is a new metal. Oh yeah, Faith No More is about the real thing earlier, is like a funk metal slash alternative metal. And they also, like, on their not second album, sorry, on the album after the real thing, anyways, Angel Dust, they had some kind of industrial influences and a little bit of, like, you know, they did the cover of the Easy covers on that album, so I mean, they're kind of influenced by everything, but I mean, they're best known as a funk metal slash alternative metal band. Or I guess if you want to call them like pre new metal or rap rock, you can, but that's up to you. But yeah, anyways, we have Ghost in the Machine by Switch. Actually, are they referencing the movie I, Robot here with Ghost in the Machine? Or is it just me? This is a demo compilation double disc album, which actually this first disc, I forget the name of it, but it's the demos of what was supposed to be their second album, but then they broke up, and like different members of the bands went on to different projects and other bands, of course. So yeah, so disc 1 is not as good as disc 2, which is the Subject to Change demos and some bonus live tracks on the album, or on the disc 2. So yeah, which of course, because of disc 2 on it, I'd have to rank it at an 8.5 out of 10. They're not quite Spine Shaker Chimera, so I mean, yeah, still really good band though. All right, Filter with the Amalgamut, I believe is how you pronounce it. And my favorite song is the first track off of it, You Walk Away. And I rank this album at a 10 out of 10, actually. I'm going to give Filter... This album is better than Tinseltown, so yeah, I mean, actually, it's their best album in my opinion, so yeah. Again, another really good industrial slash alternative. I guess this album is sort of new metal-ish, but yeah, because it did come out in 2002, around the time, you know, new metal was still very popular, so yeah, You Walk Away is really good. 10 out of 10 album, so yeah. Next, we have Opiates by Tool, their debut EP, released in 1992. And my favorite track off of it, actually, like, there isn't really a bad song off, but Opiates, the title track, is my favorite one. So yeah, really fucking solid, you know, alt metal prog metal, whatever. I mean, they weren't really quite prog metal yet, but yeah, fucking banger. You know, probably the best EP I've actually ever listened to by a band. So yeah, debut EP anyways. So yeah, you cannot go wrong with this record. But yeah, of course, like Undertow was really good. Actually, Undertow is my favorite album, but this debut EP is probably their least popular release, sadly, but I have no clue why. Because it's, you know, I say it's actually kind of better than Undertow on some parts, but yeah. I mean, the only difference is Undertow is a full-length album, but yeah. If this was actually a full-length album, then it probably would, and this very specific style that they did during this era of Tool, the first couple of years, like 91, 92, 90 to 92. Yeah, if this was a full-length album, it would fucking top the charts during that time, but yeah. Because, like, it's just, you know, like, it literally, like, you'll pop this disc in your stereo, and you'll just see, like, a fire going around your fucking room, or wherever you are, because it's that good. So, yeah, highly recommend this album, 12 out of 10, actually. Early Tool's fucking sick. So, yeah, alright. Next, we have a sort of indie bands / space rock band, Hum, here with their album. Actually, my favorite album by them. I know I might have said before that it's Electra 2000, which I keep forgetting to, you know, when I have a reasonable amount of money to buy, you know, another album, I keep forgetting to buy Electra 2000, which, you know, I guess hopefully I'll remember the next time I get paid and I buy I'll buy other CDs and I forget about, oh yeah, I wanted to buy Electra 2000 by Hum, but yeah. That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, Downward is Heavenward by Hum. And my favorite song off of this is Dreamboat. But again, there isn't a bad song off of the track off of this album. There is not a bad track off of this album. So yeah, Dreamboat is my favorite. And I'll give this album a 10 out of 10. Alright, next up, if you didn't recognize the album cover, this is Filth Pig by Ministry, another industrial rock / metal band, or at least this era of Ministry is very, you know, metal, kind of, actually some parts like to do metal-esque, but yeah. They started off as a synth pop band in the early 80s, but yeah, with their first album, their debut album, with Sympathy. So yeah, this is Filth Pig from 1996, released in 1996, and my favorite song is the cover of Lay Lady Lay on it, originally by... Who did Lay Lady Lay? Bob Dylan. Yeah. Of all the artists to cover, they cover. I guess Ali Jorgensen is apparently a huge Bob Dylan fan, so yeah, they covered Lay Lady Lay. And that's my favorite song off the album, even though the original songs are really good off of it too, such as, what's the first one? Reload, and then like Dead Guy, Crumbs, you know, all classics, of course. But I mean, a lot of people write off this album as, oh, like, you know, a bad album because like they changed their sound a lot, you know, from the Psalm 69 era. But I mean, you know, that's how it's underrated, because it didn't sell too well, even though it actually was, you know, diamond in the rough situation. So yeah, like kind of like all these albums more or less, but yeah, Anyways, next, right back to Skinny Puppy, more industrial. So yeah, but electro industrial rather than industrial metal, industrial rock. So yeah, favorite song is Dig It, and I'll rank this album again 9 out of 10. I don't like it as much as I do Vivisect 6, but still a fucking, banger after banger, it's still a fucking gem of an album. So released in 1986 originally. I believe this is the 1988 CD edition. So yeah, or re-released, whatever it is, but yeah, it's still really good album. And yeah, if you want to get into electro industrial, Skinny Puppy is definitely the band to listen to, and especially this album and Vivisect 6, which I covered earlier. So yeah, okay. Alright, we're getting on sort of in a little bit of an industrial new metal train here. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of genres in these towers. So yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting closer to being done with the first tower, and then it'll be on to the next. So yeah. Sister Machine Gun, another electro / industrial rock bands, because they kind of blend the two. What they did, actually, what's really unique about this album specifically is that it blends electro industrial and industrial rock / metal. So yeah, it's just, this is my favorite Sister Machine Gun album, Sins of the Flesh. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna reveal something to y'all here. My band, my project, Sends to the Scales, which is also industrial / new metal mainly. But yeah, this is the album where I got the name from, except I just replaced flesh with scales, like referring to like scalies, like dragons, standing wings, night wings. As like the colors of this album cover even kind of are, the colors of my main OC, my main Sona Rue, or Kangaroo, the Sandwing Nightwing hybrid, or the one with the kangaroo on his leg, as I also call him. But yeah, oh man, so in other words, this album and I go way back. I fucking love Sister Machine Gun. So yeah, and my favorite song has to be Night Returning. Oh my god. So again, especially you industrial music enjoyers, if you have not listened to this album for some reason, please do. Night Returning. All right, this album is a 10 out of 10 easily. So yeah, next we have Bile again. The Copy Machine. This is their cover compilation album, which I will rank at an 8 out of 10. And my favorite song or cover song is Love Stinks, originally by the Jay Giles Band, which I actually have the album. The CD is somewhere in here. The album by the same, it is the same name, Love Stinks. So yeah, the title track is Love Stinks, and then Bile covered it. So yeah, you might recognize some of the others on here. So yeah, okay. 8 out of 10. This came out in 2002, of course. Or sorry, no, this came out in 2000. Yeah, it did come out in 2002, the same year as Demonic Electronic. They're the other album that came out that year by them. I'm assuming this came out after Demonic Electronic though, and then they had their also the which I own on DVD, Bile, what's their home video called, When the Dead Come Home video, yeah, which I have on DVD, which I've showed y'all before. Some of y'all I've showed, my copy of, but yeah. So yeah, Bile had quite, they had 3, I guess the most 2002 was a good year for Bile. They had this album, this cover compilation album thing, which you probably can't buy anywhere anymore. Demonic Electronic and actually no, sorry. Dead Come Home video came out the next year in 2003. So yeah, and then they had their greatest hits album, of course, Regurge in 2004. So yeah, right. Anyways, moving on here, which we will talk more about later, is also in here. All right, we got Piston or Piston, however you want to pronounce the name. Again, tomato. With their number one debut album from released in 1996, and I will give this one also a 10 out of 10. And my favorite song, actually, I have basically three favorite songs off of it. Gray Flap, which was the one radio hit song off of this album, and I Am One, and 8 Sides. So yeah. And also there's a sort of, I guess, demo EP version of this full length. I mean, this is a full length debut album, but they also had their demo tape, You're in the Money, which has the demo versions, Turbulence, 8 Sides, I Am No One. And what was the other song? Oh yeah, Mix Me with Blood. It's also on You're in the Money. But yeah, if you want to go listen to that as well, You're in the Money by Piston. It's really good too, but yeah, because like it's interesting to hear how the original demos first sounded or started out. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for that album. And then moving on to Sponge with Wax Ecstatic. Favorite song is My Baby Said, and I will rank this album at a 7 out of 10. Or sorry, no, I ranked Rotting Pinata at an 8, so this, I guess, will be a 6.9. I mean, I don't enjoy it as much as I do Rotting Pinata, but it's still good, post-grunge, alternative rock. Alright, next we have Deftones, Adrenaline, getting back into new metal here. And my favorite song is Engine Number 9. I will rank this album at a 10 out of 10, because it's just, this album's, it's fire. Actually, you know what? I should re-listen to Sins of the Flesh again, and then maybe even the Torture Technique after that. So yeah, that's the next album I will re-listen to. Especially now that Sins of the Scales, by the way, I will mention we have our debut EP out on Spotify and YouTube Music called the Dopamine EP. Go check it out. I will link in the description. Also, I will link Lace Spotify, and this is going in the description. And oh god, we're at over an hour now. This is gonna be a fucking bitch to upload, but whatever. Yeah, I'm screwed, kind of, but yeah, in a good way. Sorry this is turning into a movie, but like I said, bear with me. I don't feel like uploading 2 videos at once. I'd rather just do it all in one shot. So yeah. Yeah, next we Never Easy. Again, this is a new band. This is their debut album. It came out in 2024. So yeah, a lot of new music is coming out in 2024, including my own, Sins of the Scales with the Dopamine EP. So yeah, favorite song is I Could Tell You Everything. Yeah. I Could Tell You Everything. I also really like Stay, but yeah, I Could Tell You Everything is really good as well. And yeah, I should re-listen to this one again sometime soon too. yeah, shout out to Never Easy, because they even what is it? They even like signed the album, the liner notes for me, and yeah, they wrote their name on the front too. the band name. Sorry, they're a duo, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, a lot of this is another new band slash artist that I discovered. But yeah, anyways, I will also so I'll rank this album at a 7 out of 10 again. So, anyways, I will also actually, you know what? Before I re-listen, I'm gonna re-listen to this one again, because why not? So yeah, it's going up here. All right, it'll just stay there for now. Yeah. So I will link my Instagram and my X/Twitter in the description. I know this video is taking fucking forever, so yeah, let's just go as fast as we can at this point. Like I've said for the like 10th time now. So yeah, anyways, we have Dope, the early years demos, New York City, 97/98. This came out in 2017. So yeah, when I was a freshman in year, and if only I knew about this band when I was a freshman in high school. Like, I didn't discover them really until college in 2021. So yeah, New York City demos, 97/98. This came out in 2017, and my favorites, actually, shit, sorry. If I had to pick one, I guess it would be Voodoo Crush, actually. Very Ministry, Nine Inch Nails-esque. Actually, that was when they were like a straight up just like industrial rock, industrial metal band. They weren't really a new metal band yet. So yeah, too much anyways. But yeah, that was like the early inspiration for their sound, like Ministry, Skinny Puppy, Nine Inch Nails, etc. When they were, and what I mean by the like not new metal is like, these are straight up just like industrial tracks, like Same Old Story, Voodoo Crush, Pseudo Trash, City Tonight, Dead Men Walking, even. Yeah. So that's their demo couple. There's also the storybook thing, which in an older video of mine, I did a read aloud video of the storybook. So yeah, there, now you guys know. Next we have Cinderella with Night Songs, released in 1986. And my favorite song would have to be Night Songs. I really enjoy Nothing for Nothing, Nobody's Fool, Somebody Save Me, and Back Home Again. Yeah, I guess actually, and you know what? We'll go with Nobody. Shake Me is really good, of course, but Nobody's Fool. We gotta go with that as the. Actually, it's a tie between Night Songs and Nobody's Fool. Yeah, just a very like blues influenced hair metal, glam metal band, and I should probably re-listen to this album sometime soon, as well. All right, next we have yet another new metal band, new metal. Sorry, Scrape with New Killer. Yeah, this is New Killer America. They're also like a kind of like a grunge influenced new metal band. So yeah, let's see, we got Sunshine is track 6, Sunshine, and I will rank this album at a 6.7 out of 10. Sunshine is like the only one I'd put out I guess like a 9 out of 10, but still, it's a good album. I mean, it's not the best, but it's still good. And look, we even have the release date here, March 20th, 2001. Like printed as like an RX label thing, I guess, like medical, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of the theme of the album. Like, I guess. All right, next we have another industrial heavy hitter, Sister Machine Gun with this is their sophomore efforts, the torture technique, and we got Salvation here, yes, Nothing and Salvation are my two favorite songs off of this album. And I guess also Cocaine Jesus is very, very good too. It's like a calm kind of, soundscape, kind of more electro industrial sort of. But yeah. And Wired is okay too, I guess. But I mean, yeah. I don't like this one as much as I do Sins of the Flesh, but I had to include it because it's still good. I mean, and my favorite song, I already said my favorite song. This was released in 1994. Sins of the Flesh was, well, some people say it was released in 92. Others say it was released in 1993. So yeah, this was released in 94. I'll give this one a 6.2 out of 10. What time is it now? It's already 1:17 in the morning. So yeah, next we have the Bloodhound Gang. The Bloodhound Gang, or the BHG, whatever you want to call it. Call them. Hooray for Boobies. Released in 1999, and we have my favorite song is okay, so I have a couple. I Hope You Die, I guess, is actually my favorite song off the first track, and then 3.14 is really good. The Bad Touch, Hell Yeah. Right Turn Clyde. A Lap Dance is so much better when the stripper is crying. Along Comes Mary is also cool as well, but yeah, classic. I'll give this one a 7 or 7 out of 10, I guess. Next, we have Extreme, self-titled Extreme, released in 1989, and my favorite song off of this is, of course, Kid Ego. You know what? I'm going to re-listen to this one soon as well because it's just such, so good. Obviously, but yeah, I actually like their sophomore effort, Porno Graffiti, more, which again I gave away that CD as well to a certain individual. Kid Ego is still really good, 10 out of 10 song. But the rest of the album, I guess I'll give it a 7 or 8, 7.5 out of 10. But yeah, really overlooked band as well. Obviously, but yeah, next we have Slipknot with their debut demo, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat. This came out in 1996 with, and my favorite song off of it is, Gently, or Slipknot, the first two, I guess, to tie, like, and then again, Confessions is also really, but yeah, and anyways, this is Slipknot, so Slipknot 1996, their debut demo album, or some people call it a demo, some people call it an album. 10 out of 10 for this one. Next we have Nine Inch Nails, A Pretty Hate Machine, released in 1989. And Head Like a Hole is, of course, my favorite song off of it. But yeah, this is probably their most, I guess next to Broken, like this is their most underrated album. But yeah, the reason why I picked this one instead of Broken is because, first of all, it's actually a full length album instead of an EP technically. So yeah, and this album got me into industrial music, and this is my first ever industrial album I ever listened to, and it was also the first industrial quote unquote CD that I ever purchased. So yeah, Head Like a Hole, 10 out of 10 album, 10 out of 10 album. I mean, it's Nine Inch Nails. Like, why even go? But yeah. What was the other album I wanted to? All right, we're about maybe a little over a quarter of the way there now. So I know this video is like taking 13 years. So yeah, again, if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. So that one, I will be really, yeah, I just put Sins of the Flesh by Sister Machine Gun, which I'll be re-listening to. Oh. Sorry, I'm just moving CDs around, picking out ones that I want to re-listen to again. And alright, so we have Coal Chamber with Chamber Music, released in 1999, of course. And my favorite song off of this one is El Ku Kwai, and I will give this album a 10. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I actually enjoyed this album more than I do the self-titled debut. So yeah, I will give it a 10 out of 10. Oh, I should open my door. Get some air in here. Again, Coal Chamber is another new metal band, new metal, industrial, gothic, whatever. They're more influenced by goth, kind of like Orgy. So yeah, my gosh, I am sweating now. Gravity Kills, self-titled debut, released in 1996. with and my favorite two songs actually are Down and Hold. So yeah, Hold is actually my favorite Gravity Kills song. So yeah, another underrated industrial rock band. Kind of like they're most similar to Stabbing Westward, which is another band that I really like. So yeah, Palehead, some industrial punk here from 1988. This album was originally released in 1988. So yeah, this is a 2021 reissue with a couple bonus tracks here with the Don't Stand in Line dub mix and the Man Should Surrender MGT mix. So my favorite two songs off of this are, or three songs I guess, are Don't Stand in Line, Ballad, and the remix of Don't Stand in Line, or dub mix, whatever you want to call it. All right, next we have an Italian new metal band called Folder. This album was released in 2001. It is called Keep the Flow. And my favorite song, actually, this is not a cover by Nine Inch Nails, but it's Closer. This is the original edition of this album. So yeah, Closer is my favorite song off of it. And the Japanese edition has the demo version of Divine Stitches. So yeah, that's actually my two favorite Folder songs are Closer and Divine Stitches. So yeah, new metal, rap rock, kind of industrial-ish bands again. So yeah. All right, Failure. This is another indie rock / space rock band. This album was released in 1996. My favorite song off of it is Heliotropic, and I'll give this album a 10 out of 10. What did I give Keep the Flow? I think I gave it, solid, 10 out of 10. I really dig that album too. So yeah, so I can put these over here now, so I can. I'm gonna have to. So after I fucking go through the process of uploading this motherfucker, I'm gonna have to put all these CDs away too. So I should put them over here where I can just collect them all and put them away in their correct spot. It's just literally gonna be like a fucking 2-hour video. I hope it's not. But we'll see. All right. On with the show, like the Motley Crue song. We're almost done with the first tower, so yay. Mudvayne, Mudvayne with LD50, releasing, of course, 2000. Actually, this is probably still my favorite album of all time. So yeah, and then I have, where did I put it? I put The End of All Things to Come somewhere in here. So yeah, there it is. But yeah, I should re-listen to that one, to The End of All Things, to come sometime soon again as well. But yeah, anyways, Mudvayne, LD50 with Now Forever is my favorite song off the album, clocking in at 7 minutes and 6 seconds. So yeah, This album is, of course, a 14 out of 10 for me. And then next we have Bile with Demonic Electronic, released in when was it released? 2000. Yeah, there it is, 2002. Sorry. So yeah, Demonic Electronic, released in 2002 by Bile, and my favorite song off of it is Primetime Loser. 10 out of 10 album, actually, honestly, to be honest. Very, this album, I feel like, is especially, again, overlooked in their catalog, their discography, so yeah, it's available on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's not on Spotify, but yeah, the only technically or original Bile albums that are on Spotify are Sex Reflex and Regurge, the best of Bile, so yeah, sorry, I'm probably gonna have to. I need to blow my nose before I sneeze on my fucking screen. Okay. We're getting, as y'all can see, we are getting there. It's almost 1:30 in the morning now. I'm still wearing the bracelet, so yeah. Next we have Mezzanine by Massive Attack. This is a trip-hop album released in 1988. And my favorite song, which is actually part of the Matrix soundtrack, is Dissolve Girl, the original Matrix movie. Came out in 99, of course, but yeah. I'll give this album a, again, 7 out of 10. Most of these are going to be either 7 out of 10s or 10s out of 10s, maybe some 8 and 9 somewhere in there, but yeah. I don't really hate, obviously these are all my favorite albums, so I don't really hate any of them, so yeah. Killing Joke with Nighttime. This is the 2007 reissue with the bonus tracks. Of course, my favorite song off of it is 80s, but I also really like Love Like Blood and Kings and Queens, so yeah. And then it has the Kid Jensen session remix version of, yeah, again, this is gothic industrial rock, so yeah, I'll rank it at a 10, 9.5 out of 10, I guess. And next we have The Crystal Method with Vegas. What do you call it? There's a specific name for the genre. It's trance, or this is again, electronic. It's not really industrial, but I mean it's just EDM trance music, I guess, is what you can call it. But yeah, this came out in 1997, and my favorite song off of it is High Roller. I'll rank this at a 7 out of 10. Next, we have Sugar Ray with Lemonade and Brownies. And this album came out in 1995 with my favorite song off of it. I guess if I had to pick one, would be The Greatest. But I also really like Dance Party USA and Mean Machine. So yeah, Again, this is another like early new metal album. So yeah, this is Sugar Ray, believe it or not, used to be a new metal band. This is their new metal album, quote unquote. So yeah, again, this came out in 1995. And I'd rank it at an 8 out of 10. I really do enjoy this album quite a bit, actually. So yeah, Fu Manchu, Daredevil. We're getting into some stoner rock here, y'all. Some sandwing core, yeah, whatever we call it, sandwing rock, desert rock. Cause us from Pyria live in the Sand Kingdom, which is obviously a desert. So yeah, we are known for our desert rock. So yeah, Fu Manchu, Daredevil, fucking 10 out of 10. One of the best. Actually, this is probably my second favorite stoner rock album, actually next to Blues for the Red Sun by Caius. So yeah, that's how good it is. Push Button Magic is just, literally a magical song. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for this album. Again, Daredevil by Fu Manchu, released in 1995. Next, we have, this is the band I mentioned earlier, Stabbing Westward with On God, released in 1994. My favorite songs are two songs. Sorry, I'm getting like hiccups here. So yeah, my favorite two songs off of this album are, or three songs, I guess, are not. I think, what is it like? I think AC. It's either, yeah, it's ACF, the title track On God, and then Violet Mood Swings. But there really is not a bad track on the album. And this is the only album recorded with the original lineup of Stabbing Westward with their original drummer. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot his name, but because he also did some drumming for Machines of Loving Grace, which is another industrial rock band. I really, I'll pull it up right now. David Suicot, yeah, he's a pretty underrated industrial drummer. My favorite industrial drummers, or top two, I guess, are Raymond Herrera of Fear Factory, of course, and also Servo, or I think it's John from, I believe his real name is John, from Bile. I can't remember Bile. Anyways, I can't remember his last name, but yeah. Just especially like I'm gonna mention, so the snare sound, the snare tone on the dope, for those of you who listen to the original YouTube demo of Dopamine, that's yeah, the way that, for those of you who aren't already into also Bile fans, that's what influenced the snare tone, the snare sound for that techno horror era Bile, anyways. And also yeah, that's, yeah, the industrial new metal snare, whatever, the Bile snare, quote unquote, as we still call it. But yeah, or techno horror era Bile snare is that's what influences the snare, what influenced the snare tone, sorry, on the Dopamine YouTube demo and also the DVDP. So yeah, I am talking too much about it at this point. So yeah, okay. The rest of this video, we have Stabbing Westward with oh my gosh, I'm gonna make a joke. So I record every once in a blue moon YouTube videos at ungodly hours of the night and or early morning, so you don't have to. So yeah, hopefully with me this far. I mean, I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but yeah, Stabbing Westward with Wither, Blister, Burn, and Peel. But yeah, I gotta do these bands justice somehow. So I guess that's, I got that going for me. Oh boy. What do I have to do? Is my favorite song off of the album. Actually, it's my favorite Stabbing Westward song. Is such a good, and Shame is amazing too. But yeah, very beautiful album. Just 10 out of 10. This is my favorite. This is the best Stabbing Westward album in my opinion. When they really became Stabbing Westward. After the original Full of Shit on God album. But yeah. Really, very every song off this album is of course relatable for me. But yeah, what do I have to do to, like, I feel like if What Do I Have to Do was recorded today, it would still be a hit. But yeah, again, just 10 out of 10 album. Right, next, you already saw it probably. We have Reveille with Bleed the Sky, released in 2001. I'd also rank this album at a 10 out of 10. And my favorite song off of it will be... Actually, my favorite... the last two tracks of the album, Plastic and Farewell Fix. Just a really fucking awesome new metal... underrated new metal band again, of course. So yeah, there is not a bad song off of this album. So yeah, got that. Oh, okay. Next, we have 5 Foot Thick with In Circles, released in 2000, and my favorite song off of it is Full On. I will rank this album at a 7.6 out of 10. And then next, we have Sleeping Dog with My Throneless Seeking, released in 2018, and my favorite song